Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Mr. Optimistic. Welcome to my training sessions. But before I get started, if you can do me a huge solid and subscribe and like the video, just to keep up with my journey and progressing into Olympic weightlifting. So very hard, a couple sessions here that are mixed up. Some days just feeling good, and just other days it's like you're missing something. I think of it as like you're missing a word that's just on the tip of your tongue. There's something off, but you just don't know what it is. So that's kind of would sum up this video a little bit. We're pushing percentages here, but at the same time there's little weird like inconsistencies, and the thing is these aren't really heavy. They're just working sets, I like to call them. That's around 80%, 87% at times, and it's just a lot of volume. And a lot of these were those ones that were just shown. A lot of it was me cutting the lift short and just trying to sneak under. It wasn't really getting full extension with the legs, and that's even more frustrating because you feel quick and you feel snappy, but at the same time you're missing it, and you're like, what's going on here? There's something off. But pushing these percentages is just a good test to see how consistent you are and how things progress with the volume. So once you get a couple sets in, you would like to ideally smooth things out. If not, that's basically why I record, so I can go over some of these lifts. So those lifts that you just saw were just cutting short. I didn't extend with my legs. If I did extend with my legs, that bar would have traveled up and I would have caught it, stood up, and I wouldn't be having this conversation with you. But we do a lot of supplemental pulls, pausing towards the hip or mid-thigh, some people like to call it, and just trying to give a nice pull vertical. You want to make sure those lower lats at that stop where the hip's at is nice and tight, and then you just want to finish that drive. So you want to simulate that while you're snatching, and that's why we work on these guys. And you want to make sure the finish position, you land and push through the middle of your feet. You don't want to be falling over the bar, and you don't want to just taking a step back. You want to make sure those elbows get vertical and not back. So sometimes when things get heavy, I know I do it sometimes, is those elbows track back. But you want to make sure or pretend that there's a wall behind you and those elbows are traveling vertically. So another thing we like to do, and these are pretty fun, is the close grip snatches. So you want to make sure you get extension and violently pull yourself under the bar. So tight, boom, tight, stand, good. So I did warm up prior to these. And a lot of these, as we're going to see the weight progress, is that I would sometimes want to emphasize pulling with my arms, only because it feels that I won't get vertical. So typically if you go a little heavier, I see how I step forward right there, right? I don't finish the pull. That's very hard as the weight gets heavier, because you really want to get, see how I missed that one? You really want to get under the bar quick, because the closer the grip, the more leg strength you have to use. See, I snuck under that one, that's why I missed that one too. But you do it right, man. It's snappy, it's quick. You land in the middle of your foot and you just stand. It's pretty easy there. These ones a little bit for me, or is more of like a mobility issue, and that's kind of why I warm up a little bit. I do some overhead squats, presses in the snatch grip, just to kind of get everything warmed up. But these ones were rough. These were rough. This was about 65% plus 5 kilos. And I usually do these at around 60, 65. So I pushed a little bit harder and went 70 kilos. So that was one of the heavier sets I've done in a very long time with that close grip. But this is Thursday night, and we're training with the team here. And something I'm really thankful for anytime I train with the team is it always seems that I leave with one sort of cue that I could build momentum for the next week. This one was really more so of when I catch, I try to pull the bar apart. That's kind of hard to explain, but I try to pull the bar apart and re-tighten or reactivate my lats. That really helps me stay upright on the catch. and that's something that really emphasizes my vertical torso and me standing up very quickly. So just getting to these heavier percentages really has to emphasize positioning, and sometimes it could potentially give you a cue that will hopefully build momentum to the next week. Well, that'll do it for this video. Just want to end on that note. Just try to take away, when you do heavier percentages, something that will just build momentum onto the next week. You want a snowball effect into your techniques, so that can build up to that apex, which will be a competition hopefully, or maybe a heavy max out day, who knows. But I just want to thank you guys so much for watching to the end of the video. Do me a solid, like this video, comment down below, and let me know what's one thing you try to focus on when you're working on heavier percentages. Other than that, guys, I'll end on a heavier note. I will see you next time. See ya.